You know, did you ever find yourself in a room and you don't know why you got there? What am I here for? What did I come? Why am I here? What? I know there was something I had to come here for. What is it? It's a painful situation to be in when we're confused. Even driving down a highway, you're following a specific number, let's say 253. Now, did I miss it? Where is it? I haven't seen it in quite a while. Do you know how difficult it is to keep on going on the road, wondering whether you're doing it right, whether you're driving on the right road? Confusion is something that we don't like. We don't like to be confused. And one of the very nice things that each one of us could say, hey, cool it, you're confusing me. I'm confused. To be able to admit that. Now with regard to life itself, from birth to death, it is a massive avenue of confusion. Confusion all over. Because other people are confused, they confuse us. They don't know where they're going or what they're doing, and so we don't know what we're doing or where we're going. We become confused by other people. And yet to be able to say to myself, for me to be able to say to me, hey, you got a problem, that's your problem. I can't help you with it, you're confusing me. And for me to say to myself, no, I'm pulling out. I'm being too confused. I don't want to be confused. I want to know what life is all about. I want to know why I'm here. I want to know what I'm expected to do. You speak of God, I want to know about God. You speak of the faith, I want to know about the faith. I don't want to be confused. I want to know. I want it clear. That's very natural for us to feel that way. And yet what to do in confusion? First of all, to maintain composure. For me to be able to say to me, hey, you're confused, that's the beginning. I don't want to be confused. That's already making progress. I'm going to do something to get out of confusion. Now we're really talking. Because I want to be at peace with myself. I want to be at peace with everybody. I don't want squabbles. I don't want confusion. I don't want any kind of distress. I want to be at peace. Now look, when you put peace and confusion together, they're dichotomies. You cannot have peace if you're confused. And if you want peace, you've got to get rid of confusion. If you really want to be at peace with yourself, with people, you've got to eliminate confusion. Now suppose that confusion is all over the place. It's necessary for you to take stock with yourself and not go along with confusion, to be able to say, no, I'm not going that way, and I'm not going to see her, and I'm not going to do this, because it brings confusion into my life. And many people don't want to approach God. They're afraid to say, God, what do you want of me? Because they can become confused whether God is speaking to them or whether they're speaking to themselves. But it's very important, if we want peace, to be able to do it God's way. Jesus said, I leave you peace, my peace I give you. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. If you don't know Jesus, you're missing someone. But if you know Jesus, and to get to know Him well, intimately, personally, you will be at peace. Because His peace kind of rubs off on us. His peace is radiated in everything He does. His peace is with His church. Now wait a minute, what did you say? His peace is with His church. You know, Jesus founded a church, His church, and we realize it to be the Catholic Church. We have credentials for that, proofs for that. And if we tap into the Catholic Church, we'll find peace. He's got everything within it to make it possible for us to be at peace. However, I must say this to you, and I have to admit it. somewhere, somehow, an enemy has infiltrated that church of his. And we know what he said. The gates of hell will not prevail against it. But when we now, in our day, in this latter part of the 20th century, when we travel and we go from parish to parish, we find that there's confusion. And we don't even have to do that. Within our own ranks, within our own parish, we find people who are standing, who are sitting, people who strike their breast, people who are yawning, people who receive Jesus this way, receive Jesus that way, deal with God this way, deal with God that way, think of the Holy Father this way or that way. Hey, was not Jesus' church to have a oneness, a unity? Yes. Where is that unity? It's there. But I don't see it. I see people who are confused, and I'm confused, and I want to be at peace in my church. Well, you can't be at peace. First of all, it's very important that you don't look to the left or to the right. You don't have to know what everybody else is doing. They're responsible to God for what they're doing. You're responsible for what you are doing. So if you want to have peace, for example, like when you go to Mass, if they want to stand, let them stand. If you think you should kneel, kneel. There's no skin off your nose as to what they're doing. Let them be. And you can be at peace during Mass. Yeah, but then the singing. They sing this, they sing that. All right, if you don't find it helpful, turn it off. Yeah, but I can't do it. They want me to sing, and I don't want to sing. Well, if you don't want to sing, why don't you want to sing? Because I want to be with the Lord. Which is better, to sing? Well, some people sing, and that brings them closer to the Lord. So let them sing. If you don't feel that it's going to be of benefit to you, all right, just be with the Lord. So you see, there are solutions. There are solutions. And you don't have to be confused within the church which seems to have confusion in it. You don't have to be confused in a family that seems to have confusion in it. And you don't even have to be confused if you have confusion within yourself. Oh, now stop it right there. What do you mean? I don't have to be confused if I'm confused. Well, if you're confused, there is someone living within you who will unconfuse you. 1, 2, 3. And that one is the Holy Spirit. He is still in charge of the church. He is still the unifier. And so let him begin with you. If you find problems, if you find confusion in life, if you find confusion even, for example, in leadership, that you don't feel that leadership is leading the people the right way, hey, no sense to criticize, no sense to judge. Just tune in to the resource, the divine resource that you have within you. And it's not just a thing, a resource, it's a person, the Holy Spirit. He's real, real. As I am real to you, He's real to you, and He's real to me. He's real. And so how do I find Him if I want to be unified, if I'm distraught, if I'm confused in church, if I'm confused even while I have Jesus within me? How do I find Him? Cool it. Calm down. Get rid of the tension in your body. Take a deep sigh and say, okay, Holy Spirit, calm me down. There's too much for me to take. I don't understand all this confusion. We're supposed to have unity in the church, and it just causes me to be so upset. Hey, just find that Spirit and converse with Him, I assure you. As the unifier, He's right there, and He'll calm you down. Yeah, but all this, never mind all about that. He will calm you down. And when you're calm, then you can be a contributor to those who are confused and calm them down. If you're confused, then you just contribute to confusion. If you're going to just condemn and judge this one this one that, don't do it that way. You don't have to. It's just get with the Holy Spirit. And in the midst of confusion, if you can have a smile, and you're at peace because you know what you're supposed to do. What others are doing, that's not your responsibility. If you're a parent, well then okay, that's one thing. If you're a priest, that's another thing. That by way of helping people not to be confused, okay. But if you're just you, and you have to lead your life, you may find peace in the midst of the greatest confusion, and that is inside. Jesus says to us, the kingdom of heaven is within. So work your way away from mind, away from being restless, away from being tense, little by little. Holy Spirit, oh, I'm glad I found you. You are welcome. Can we have a talk? And that's the beginning of maintaining, being able to maintain peace in the midst of the greatest confusion. Try it. You'll find that'll be of tremendous help to you. Make contact with the Holy Spirit. Allow Him to calm you down. For He is very generous, and He will see to it that you will enjoy peace.